over. Christmas is over. New Year's isn't going to be a party, although I, for one, will be celebrating the end of 2020, as I'm sure that you will be too. And now the days seem darker, and we have no beach vacation planned, and the winter blues are going to be taking over for many of us. So this week's top 10 is fighting the winter blues. And even if you live in a warm climate, which is not here, winter does take its toll on us. Add the pandemic into the mix, and this winter is going to be challenging for most of us. It's hard, but we can fight it if we try. And many of you are familiar with fighting the winter blues, so our tips were plentiful this week too. The first and by far the most popular tip came from virtually every single one of our subscribers this week. Get outside is what everybody recommended. And as many of you know, I am a true snowbird, and I usually spend my winters in the sunny and warm Florida. Now, the Canadian-US border is still closed, so I'm following the government's rules and not finding a loophole. I'm staying in the cold in my Canadian home this winter, and that means I need to get outside in the cold. Sean Anker wrote the book called The Happiness Advantage, and he says if we spend 20 minutes outdoors in good weather, it boosts our mood, improves our memory, and broadens our thinking. So since we're home all winter, we're going to be spending a lot of time outside. We have this outdoor hockey rink behind me where I'm guessing there's going to have a few good Canadian hockey games, and I'm going to be working on my skating as it's pretty rusty. So not only is that really good exercise, it's also good to fight the winter blues too. Shelley Doty from Boise, Iowa says that she likes to declutter to get over her winter blues. So look around your home, and I'm willing to bet that not only can we declutter, we can improve our spaces and fight the winter blues, because we're going to feel so much better without a lot of that clutter around. I, for one, am all into that. I decluttered Christmas yesterday, and I already feel so much better. So thanks, Shelley, for that one. Number 3 comes from Karen Rudy from Maitland, Florida, and she reminded me of a good blues fighter that we should all embrace, especially this year. It's called pro-social spending. Now, Karen has an app on her phone, and it's called Charity Miles. It happens to be a free app. This app pays her for the steps she takes each day, and she donates that to a charity of her choice. It doesn't cost her anything. She's going to walk anyway, so why not donate those miles to those in need? Since that doesn't work for Canadian charities, Warren and I are donating our time this year to the less fortunate. We're trying to find a kitchen that will be open on New Year's Day to volunteer, and we want to donate our time for that. Now, if we can't, we're going to find other things that we can do to donate our time. Pro-social spending is a great way to make yourself feel good and to help others. Now, Sherry Fink from Fargo, North Dakota suggests opening the windows. Now, before you scoff and say, it's too cold, Sherry lives in North Dakota, so it is too cold there too. So just a few minutes of fresh air will make your house a healthier place to spend time, especially if we're spending a lot of our time indoors and are getting the winter blues. Now, I'm going to choose the sunny days to get a blast of fresh air, but I will do it. And I know that it's a wonderful feeling in the spring, so let's try it on those sunny, warm winter days too. Our fourth tip is from Owen Munn, who is my brother-in-law and lives here in Ottawa. Owen took up painting this year, and we got a beautiful Christmas card in the mail that he painted for us. It has kept him busy this winter, and he is planning on painting even more. The hobby tip continues with a new hobby that many of us may be more confident in by Julie Perrine from Indianapolis, Indiana. And I don't paint as Owen does, but I doodle. And Julie suggested something called Zen Tangling. You can find more at zentangling.com. It's a lovely doodling thing with a purpose that helps you develop neural pathways that keeps Julie thinking innovatively elsewhere in her life. Now, I'm all in on new hobbies to help keep the blues away, and things that I really like are doodling and creative things. So I'm looking forward to learning that. Number 5 is from Shelley Rose Charvet from Burlington, Ontario. Shelley says we need to dance, and we don't even need to be good at it. Now, I can agree that my dancing is going to make me smile at the very least. It'll probably make Warren laugh, but it will fight the winter blues. Linda Gray Cook lives in SeaTac, Washington, and she suggests humor to keep the winter blues away. Maybe listen to a funny radio show, a comedy, or reading a funny book. I'm sure my dancing will qualify as humor too, but don't let the darkness of the winter blues bring everything down dark and gray. Lighten it up if you can with humor. It can take your cares away for a little while, and let's be honest, that's good. Now, if you don't follow my business page on Facebook or me on Twitter, be sure to do so, because every morning I post 2 funny things that are designed to make you smile. And if it does, it makes it worth it for me. Lori Silverman from Las Vegas, Nevada likes to cook. She says that the smells of cooking or baking chase the blues away. Now, if you don't want to eat all your cooking, practice that pro-social spending and deliver it to the neighbors, a local senior center, or the homeless. I can guarantee that there's someone out there who needs what you've cooked or baked. Number 8 is from Kalinda Maxwell from Kentville, Ontario. Kalinda says that she's focused on friends and family this winter. Now, we know that many people are really struggling with mental illness and loneliness. So Kalinda is calling, texting, and doing random acts of kindness, surprise gifts, and if she can, she's able to visit some people, and it makes both her and the guest feel better. Mary Ellen Hine from Toronto, Ontario brings us number 9, and I needed to question her suggestion that we use the Pomodoro technique. Now, I use the Pomodoro technique in my time management workshops. It's about using a timer to keep focus for 25 minutes at a time. That's the Pomodoro technique. Mary Ellen says that the kitchen's timer the ding stimulates your senses, which is good for the winter blues. Now, I can set a timer all day long. I'll get more done because I'm focused, and I'll be fighting the winter blues. Awesome. And number 10 is mine. I'm challenging myself this year. This winter, I'm going to challenge myself in ways I've never done to keep my mind sharp. I'm going to learn to play chess. Yep, I watched the Queen's Gambit, and of course, everybody wants to play, but I've never played chess, and I actually have no idea how. So I bought a book, and I bought a chessboard, and I'm going to figure this out. Now, I'm challenging my body with something called gravity yoga. I'll be stretching and finding muscles I never knew I had. Both the physical and mental stretch will keep me fighting the winter blues. Now, I'm sure we've all heard of seasonal affective disorder, which is a real situation and much more than just the winter blues. Now, so I'm not offering medical advice to deal with SAD, but a few tips to help us deal with what I'm sure will feel like a much longer winter than average for most of us. Fight the blues and stay on the right track this week.